Israel's President Herzog is in Australia to mourn the deaths of 15 people shot at a Hanukkah celebration at Bondi Beach. His arrival has caused violent clashes in Sydney. Pro-Israel activist Zach Sage Fox went undercover at one of these rallies, and here's what he saw.
Not opposed to Hamas at all.
I don't condemn Hamas. I commend Hamas.
What made you want to bring your son to this anti-Semitic cause?
We are from Iran.
Would you be a freedom fighter? You're like the age of a freedom fighter in Gaza.
Okay, why not?
Would you want your son to be a martyr? Would that be like an honor for you?
Yeah.
If it's not about Jews, why do you think like synagogues are being burned in Australia?
I don't think they are being burned in Australia.
I don't see a problem in that.
Zach Sage Fox joins me now here in New York, but in the studio. Are you surprised by the virulence of the hatred you saw in Australia?
Yeah, so this video was shot just a few months before the Bondi massacre, and, I went under as a Queer for Palestine. Obviously, it's satirical.
You went under as a Queer for Palestine?
Yes. I am not a queer, but I went undercover as a Queer for Palestine because these people are so cartoony, you have to be a cartoon character to get them to talk to you. And the crazy thing is I did that character for 3 hours. I didn't get caught once. Like, they think you're one of them. All you have to do is go in to pretend to be super woke, super anti-Semitic, super Islamist, and they will spill their anti-Semitic, pro-terror hearts out to you. It's really shocking. And when Bondi happened, I wasn't surprised because this is a level I think that's even I think it's even above what we're seeing in the United States because Australia has such a mass immigration problem. They let in so many Muslims, people who hate America.
That's right.
And again, immigration's great. I come from immigrants, but
I just want to relate one story about the Bondi thing. Reports say that at the hospital, the Sydney hospital, the Sydney hospital, one of the Bondi victims was given an alias to hide her religious identity, had a Jewish name. That victim believes it was to protect her from the staff at the hospital. Last year, 2 Australian nurses publicly stated that they would kill Israeli patients rather than treat them. What the hell? What does that tell you about Australian democracy?
Well, we were just talking about this behind the scenes. I wish that was limited to Australia, but, my brother's battling cancer, and when he was getting his surgery in New York this fall, my family we took our stars off. My father was very afraid, and it's just one of those things where when you have someone's life on the line, it's a genuine fear. Will being Jewish, all it takes is one nurse, one doctor, and you don't know what they can do.
You've done a report, and it showed 31% of Jewish Americans were the target of anti-Semitic incidents in 2025. My question is, have Jews in this country changed their behaviour out of fear?
Oh, of course. Luckily, we're not as bad as London, Paris yet. Their Jews will not wear stars on the streets at a much larger level, but we're getting there. And I think with Zohran as mayor, people are they're rightfully freaked out. He went in, and on day one, all his first moves were to rip Mayor Adams' executive orders protecting Jews. So there's reason to be afraid, and we're going to fight. I'm not one of these people. I wear my star loud and proud, but I totally understand why people are afraid.
You walk down the street in New York, you've got your star.
I do.
What happened? Yes.
I don't have anything. Nothing's happened to me for wearing a star, but I'm a ballsy person, as you just saw.
Yes,
I go undercover into Hamas rallies. But for the average person who just has a regular job, they have kids, I truthfully understand it. Now, is some of that fear overhyped? Potentially. Again, I wear my star all the time. I wear the biggest stars I can find, and I haven't had a problem in the city yet. And I'm a pretty public figure. But the fact that fear is there, the fact that there were actually nurses in Australia, another Western country, that tried to kill Jewish patients, why wouldn't we be afraid?
You're a ballsy guy, and I'm glad you're on the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, as always. You're the best.
Luck,
Thank you so much.
I'll shake that hand.